Today I have 3 books that are going to skyrocket your creativity, your productivity, and really just your life in general. So without further ado, let me just preface this by saying creativity is the solution to life. If you can find the creative solution, you can set yourself apart from absolutely everybody else. And the first book that's going to help you do this is Creativity by Osho. This is perhaps the best explanation of creativity because it talks about creativity not just in the sense of creating great works, but saying that creativity is the hidden joy to life. It is the secret to living and being fulfilled. And the basic premise of how Osho frames creativity is that there was this Buddhist monk and he was telling his students when it came to meditation, you must be bamboo, hard on the outside, but flowing on the inside. And it is perhaps best exemplified his understanding of creativity when he says the Zen painters, they would paint on rice paper. And when they would paint on rice paper, they would have to do it in a manner that was quick, but not too quick, not too slow. And if you hesitated at all, you would begin to make mistakes and just the painting would become ruined. So in order to create these great works, what the painter would have to do is he would have to learn how to paint for 12 years, and then for the next 12 years, do anything else except paint. And when he returned, he had all of the basic mechanics of painting, but he didn't have any of the rigidity. He didn't have any of the jitters or the pressure or anything else. And because of this, he was able to flow through. And the greatest part about this book is it's going to talk about performance. It's going to talk about taking everything away except trying your best. Think of when you were, when you froze under pressure. When you're taking a test, you know all the answers, but for whatever reason, you couldn't get that on paper. And that is because you're worried about everything else except the performance. That is because you're worried about everything else except actually giving your best. And I really, really love this book. I think this is Osho's best book. At least for me, this hit me the most personally, and I really suggest you pick this one up. Perhaps this is the greatest one to pick up in terms of creativity. Don't even worry about the next two, but stick around for the rest of the video because I still have some interesting things to say. So the next book you don't really think of as a book about creativity. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. This book is basically, you can probably get this for free online, but you can also get it for like $3 or $4 on Amazon. Very, very short book, but in every single page is a shred of information that will benefit you for the rest of your life. And this is really so much about the mindset of getting rich, how to approach getting rich. But one of the key ideas is creating, not competing. And this is the idea that everyone and their mother is applying to jobs. Everyone and their mother is doing it through LinkedIn or doing it through whatever headhunter or this or that. But you got to find a unique way to get your foot in the door. You got to find a way to do something that makes you undeniable. Do something that in some way gets you in front of that hiring manager. Do something that isn't just, I'm going to work harder than this person. I'm going to do more than this person because, you know what? Maybe you do work harder. Maybe you do work more, and maybe you do get that job. But the grand scheme of things, it's probably not going to happen because everyone else is also trying that approach. Everyone is trying to do exactly what everyone else is doing, and this is why everyone's failing, because there's so much competition. You have to create, don't compete. If you want to compete with Amazon, you'll never win. You'll never be able to set up a system, a business that has the exact same channels, the exact same supply chain, that can deliver as many products on time and with as little headache as possible. But what you could do is, maybe Amazon doesn't have a certain type of product. Maybe Amazon doesn't sell certain types of books. Maybe there's certain books that are vastly overpriced and you can deliver them at a much cheaper cost and give much more consumer satisfaction. Maybe you can do that. And that's the creative solution to it. That's you finding a new path. That's you creating your own industry. What great achievement ever came through competition? Nothing. Edison, Tesla, all of these great individuals, it never really came out of competition. None of these great inventions ever came from the back and forth. It always came from, I have a genius idea and let me go invent my own industry. I have a genius idea, let me go create something that is going to transform absolutely everything. You think people even conceptualized an iPhone before Steve Jobs went about bringing it to the market? No. He created an industry that is one of the greatest and biggest companies that have ever been just known to man. And it's like, nothing good comes from competition, and that's what you'll learn from this book. The last book I want to go over is obviously a Robert Greene book because I love Robert Greene so much, but this is Mastery. And This isn't so much as spiritual as the last two, but what you'll learn from this book is the basic thought process of some of the most creative people who ever lived. It talks about Einstein, it talks about Da Vinci, it talks about, you can just read all the names on the back, but it really goes through the process of people starting out with a dream, going about it, achieving it, and basically the steps along the way. And the basic overarching idea is that someone had something you were passionate about. They started to learn from someone. They started to step out on their own. And then once they learned every single rule about the trade, then they began to break the rules. Then they began to do what they wanted with these rules, manipulate them in a way to create something that has never been imagined before, that has never been seen before. And it really, really is one of the most interesting books you'll ever see, because I think it's very useful to have like a step-by-step list, but I think it's a whole nother thing to learn from the experience of others, learn from the experience of people who stuck out in history as very intuitive, as very different from the rest, and really created their own jobs, created their own fields. And if you pick up all three of these books, I think you're gonna have a great head start when it comes to creativity. And just remember, like, creativity really is the joy of life. If you can find a creative outlet every single day, you can find happiness every single day. So, whether it's you writing a little bit of a poem, whether it's you writing a story, whether it's you singing in the shower, find a little bit of time for creativity day after day after day. Start to build this muscle, start to use it in your life, and you will find that the creative solution is always the best solution. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. If you want more from me, if you want a more detailed description of creativity, go ahead and check out my school. If you want to know I'm streaming, check out my Discord. I love you guys so much. Peace out.